Hey, Penny Prepper here. So I just wanted to do a quick video on mental and physical preparedness. Since I did one on knowing your homestead and making sure you have your shit buttoned up for your homestead. But I also, and I know I did one on exercise too, and physical fitness in general, but I wanted to do a more specific video, which is actually being able to recognize the weaknesses that you have, not only physically but mentally. You need to be able to recognize those weaknesses. You need to be able to be strong enough to look them head on and to take care of them. You need to be strong enough to be able to know and admit that you have weaknesses, because if you're just some macho person that's like, oh, I'm a badass, blah blah, and you're not humble, then you're screwed. Those people are sorry, we have like crazy stuff going around, but anyways, the people that are like that are like the big badasses and stuff, they're usually the ones with the most problems. So yeah, make sure that you know your weaknesses. I knew that one of my weaknesses was my hip, and I had stopped taking care of myself. And guess what? I re injured it. And if that was actually a survival situation, I would be screwed. So, not only that, but it put me down and out, and it put me behind on everything. So, now I'm back doing my squats, back doing my stretches for my hip flexor and my lunges and all that. So, I'm not going to let that happen again, because that was my bad. I made a mistake and it cost me. So yeah, make sure that you mentally are prepared for a shit hit the fan situation, and that you can actually be a humble person and look at your weaknesses and then fix them. That's very important, because if you're not mentally prepared, and you don't know how to be physically prepared, and are physically prepared, then it doesn't matter how much prepping you've done. It's going to be pointless. Like me, like I could have all of the freaking storable food in the world packed into my house, but if I pull my hip flexor and I can't walk down to the creek to get some water to cook some of my storable food, well, then I'm fucked. Anyways, yeah. So then I was watching a survival prepping for normal people video. Man, I was watching a survival prepping for normal people video, and he's back on YouTube. He was on YouTube for a while, and then he stopped, and he was on Patreon, and now he's back on YouTube. I don't know what Patreon is. I'm not trying to learn anything else about technology, so I'm glad that he's back on YouTube, because he's one of my faves. But he had a question today that was, when do you start surviving? So, in a shit hit the fan situation, when do you start surviving? Now, if you're a prepper and a survivalist, like he says, you're basically surviving all the time. You're already in that mindset. Like me, for example, I am surviving every day. I am working actively, directly towards my survival every day. Okay, if I hadn't gone out and cut that wood, and if I don't go up and chop that wood and build my fires every morning, I wake up, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning every day so that I can build that fire and keep my kids warm when I get them up for school. If I didn't have that wood, then guess what? I don't think I'd be able to afford my freaking power bill and my propane. Like, not, and then hunting, if I didn't hunt, I would be in a much worse place financially than I am, having to buy all that meat. Plus, hunting itself is an awesome prep to know and to, be able to do. It also, it focuses you, it hones your skills. makes you feel more alive. You know, it just, hunting's amazing. But anyways, it makes you feel close to nature. It makes you happy. But anyways, you know, I'm constantly working towards my survival. So I will maybe have to be working towards my survival a little bit more once shit hits the fan. But in general, I'm already doing a lot of the things now that I would have to do after a shit hit the fan scenario. So, you know, if you're aware and you're working on things, I would say you're already surviving. It's just what degree of surviving you're doing. But if you're sitting on your fat ass eating potato chips all day and you're not actively doing anything to actually be alive and be a, you know, actually do what humans are supposed to do and be directly responsible for your survival, yeah, you're not, you know, you can't just boom start surviving once shit hits the fan. You know, you have to be working on it every day. And plus, like, it makes you feel so alive. Like hunting, like being out in nature, just being directly responsible for your survival is amazing. So, those are my thoughts for today. Penny Prepper out. Oh yeah, and I'll be doing a hide video because I fucked one up. So.